What life-changing item can you buy for less than $100? A king-size blanket for a queen-sized bed. I got a king for a double bed. Best decision ever. The double sheets fit the bed, but I couldn't snuggle completely under them without curling up. Now, I can hide completely under the duvet stretched out. Best thing ever in the winter. If I pull the covers completely over myself, the boogeyman can't find me. A dash cam for your car can protect you from wrongful claims, also vandalisms and theft. I got one. Although I have never been in an accident before, knock on wood, the peace of mind that it gives me to know that I have backup evidence or anything of that sort for future issues is calming. Best $50 spent in the last 30 days. Or maybe some sweet internet points down the road from catching some Appenston situation. Remember all the Mrad meteorite videos from Russia? Because everyone had a dash cam. May sound simple, but a good pillow. It is amazing the change in body aches and sleep you see when you have a good pillow that fits you. How does one find the perfect pillow? You don't find the perfect pillow because pillows are consumable. Over time, it will not be as fluffy or firm as it was when you bought it, and all pillows eventually become flat and worn out. Proper care will extend their useful life, but you should just plan to buy pillows every year or two. If you've ever stayed at a hotel and wondered why their pillows are so comfortable, it's because they are new. I like to buy them in pairs, one firm and one soft, and see what my head likes this year. I'll use that one and put the other away when it's time to replace the pillow I'm using. For example, the firm one, I'll buy another firm pillow and compare it to the soft one. I've gone back and forth a few times on what I like. I don't like Tempur-Pedic foam pillows, but they do tend to last much longer. First aid kit. Similarly, a fire extinguisher. My dad was a firefighter. When my wife and I bought our first house, my dad gave us 6 fire extinguishers, a box of 9 volts, and a life ladder. Man, I miss that guy. A good shop vacation. You will not believe how many uses around the house you'll find for it. Cobweb removal, water removal, gravel removal, vent cleaning, soot trap cleaning, after a good scrub, since it's likely dirty from other tasks, car vacuuming, dust sucking, the list goes on. Seriously, if you plan to buy or already own a home, go get a shop vacation. Live in an apartment and this is our vac for everything. Carpet, vinyl, bathroom, car. I'll use the blowing side to inflatable air matters or coals for BBQ. You have a bathroom car? Look at Mr. Fancy Pants here. A 10-foot charging cable. Or a quality pair of shoes. Frick me, I'm reading this hunched over with my phone plugged into an impossibly short charging cable. You might consider a USB extender, which comes in handy for other things as well. Then you can just plug it into whatever. Don't wanna sit at your desk for gaming? USB extender. Now you can sit at the couch and use the coffee table instead of your desk and the TV instead of your monitor. Motion sensor night lights. Can't tell you how many stub toes or falls they have prevented. Also a cheap intruder alarm. Get a motion activated toilet bowl light. They're amazing. Don't kill your eyes in the middle of the night when you gotta pee. Similarly, a dimmer switch for the bathroom. Works in the middle of the night as well as early mornings, as you can gradually increase the brightness to match your current tolerance for the world. Houseplants. If you are inside a lot. Yes, I surround my desk with them, so I've got something to look at while I'm waiting for stuff at work. It's very satisfying to watch them grow over time, and I also think that being near plants is something that's psychologically good for humans on a very primeval level. If I had them near my desk, I'd probably end up slowly pulling them apart cause I fidget with everything in reach. National Park Annual Pass. If you're a veteran with any % disability rating, they're free for life. Did not know this, thanks. Sharp knives for the kitchen. I put off buying a whetstone for a long time, mostly because I was nervous I would use it wrong and ruin my knives, but it's not too hard at all. If you get one with an angle guide, makes chopping stuff up faster, easier and safer. We bought a whetstone, what feels like years ago, and it went unused until last week. Everyone in the household is constantly complaining about dull knives, and I always tell them, well, we do have a whetstone, to which they respond, I don't know how to use that. Eventually the dullness started to actually bother me, so I spent 30 seconds watching a YouTube video and gave it a crack. Then I learned it had been bothering me my whole life and I just didn't know it. Knives are supposed to cut that easily? Holy crap. In my opinion, definitely a weighted blanket. If you have a hard time sleeping at night or have anxiety, they have some at Target for $25 currently. I just use the crushing weight of all my failures instead. Much cheaper. Yeah, but that's the stuff that keeps me up lol. Condoms. My dad's biggest regret. Womp womp. Sunscreen. No skin cancer for me. For anyone that disagrees with this comment, I've had multiple skin cancer surgeries. It's not the scalpel cutting flesh away from your body that hurts the most during the procedure. It's whatever liquid they inject into you to deaden the nerves around the cancer that hurts. The needles don't hurt, but that crap they inject into you is nasty. Wear your sunscreen, kids. I'm German Irish and had a skin graft on my temple and removal of a lymph node on my chest. My wife convinced me to go. Turns out that I should have been going to the dermatologist the whole time. She saved my life. I would have waited, it would have went from to lymph nodes to my brain and / all my lungs, and that would have been end of story. If my wife did not insist, I would not be here right now. So, I get to experience 2020. So, yeah. In all seriousness, I may not be here. Listen to your wife. The end result is I cannot spend more than an hour a day in the sun. I need to wear long sleeves and long pants and a ton of sunscreen even for a short time in the sun. What is my motivation? I get to piss off all the people that thought I should be dead. Screw you. I'm staying alive to spite you. The only downside is my beautiful wife slaps on a ton of sunscreen every time I leave the house. I guess living well is the best revenge. A good chef's knife and a cast iron skillet. When you have tools that are satisfying to use, cooking becomes less chore and more hobby. You'll end up eating healthier, cheaper than takeout / restaurant, and ditching the dull Walmart knife and scratched up non-stick aluminum skillet are the best place to start. I got a great knife at the outlet mall for $52 and a 12-inch cast iron pan on sale for $32. That leaves me $16 for ingredients for fajitas. And you can make a lot of fajitas for that price. A good shower head. I cannot stress enough how a high quality shower head can turn getting clean into a tilly zen. 30 minutes of healing and relaxation session. Bonus points for a detachable shower head and extra double bonus points if you are a lady who enjoys that particular brand of flying solo. +1 for a detachable shower head. I don't enjoy wanking that way, but I do like being able to clean with a directed stream of water on my private bits, because leftover soap gets itchy down there. Squeaky clean beehole, A+. Step 1. Throw away all your socks. Step 2. Buy 5 packages of the same sock. Step 3. Enjoy life without ever having to match socks again. I used to only have these specific Adidas ankle socks, but they stopped selling them / changed them. It was a very sad day. Light-hearted, but a pressure cooker. You can get one for around $100, and it can easily cook a genuinely staggering variety of food and cook it well. Every Indian family uses a pressure cooker. I can say with confidence 99% of Indians use this. I can't imagine my life without a pressure cooker. It makes rice, meat, lentils, pulses, beans, almost everything in less time. Indian pressure cookers are very uncomplicated though, which is what I like. No fancy manometers, no timers, just basic weights for pressure release and stovetop use. I love them. An electric toothbrush. That first time you use it is life-changing. You run your tongue across your teeth and they feel polished. This is why I've used an electric toothbrush for 4 years. A bidet. Trust me. Have you seen Japanese toilets? Bidets are cool and all, makes everywhere clean. But Japanese bidets are for the win. Japanese anus cleaning technology is incredible. 24M. I bought a book online about SQL for like $25 and then a course on Udemy for like $11.99. But went from a job earning $35,000 to $55,000 because I took time to learn a new skill. And if I end up staying and becoming a higher level analyst, salary is around roughly 75k. Maybe data analysis isn't your gig, But learning a skill can be cheap in terms of money, more time consuming than anything but worthwhile. I make $120,000/US. My primary skill is SQL and pulling data. Yes, I have degrees, but I don't really use any of that crap. Moving data is a skill that makes you a god in the business world. An air compressor to air up your tires. Got one off Amazon for $30. To add to this, a jumper. Basically a battery in a box that has battery clamps. For jump starting your vehicle, get one that has a DC/AC outlet, so you can use it to power small electronics when you have a power outage at home. I would not recommend combination jumper/air compressor units. Would suggest separate jumper and air compressor. An electric kettle. I'm American. As a UK citizen, a kettle is on a par with actually having food in the house. As an Irish citizen, I'm pretty sure our right to a kettle is explicitly stated in our constitution. Your first mechanical keyboard. But the second one will be over $100. What's the biggest benefit of mechanical vs standard? A basic skincare routine. I'm talking like cleanse, moisturize, sunscreen, and if you're really adventurous/in need, get yourself a topical for acne or concerns. Amazing for your self-esteem, and also becomes a form of self-care eventually. It's so easy to forget to take care of yourself. I've been thinking about this, but have no clue where to start. Literally just cleanser, toner, moisturizer. Pick those depending on your skin type. That's enough. Doing more than that is for when you know what's good for you already. If you go outside, sunscreen. Please, regardless of ethnicity, use it. It won't heal you, but is the reason you won't have cloggy skin in 10 years. That's all. A slow cooker, a Kindle or library card, a juicer/blender, a donation to adopt a pet from an animal shelter, a printer. We've bought 2-3 Kindle Fires on Prime days since Amazon started doing it, mostly for our kids. The HD8 is a hell of a little tablet for $60. I like the Paperwhite. No beckoning distractions, it's just your books and it's easier on the eyes at night. But if you want an actual tablet, you're right that the Fire is pretty good at that price. Books. Knowledge is currency that only increases. Okay, I've bought the Twilight series and all of Sean Hannity's books. Let's get to work. Still knowledge, useless knowledge. Houseplants. They will make you happy looking after them. I recently bought a Venus flytrap. She caught her first fly today. So proud. This is so wholesome I could die. I started keeping and growing plants and herbs, and just not killing them feels like such a huge accomplishment. Seeing a new sprout is like a celebration. Now I understand why people have graduations for kindergarten. Spotify Premium. I love the advertisements though. My church started using Spotify free to play Christian rock after services in the foyer. They immediately stopped when they started getting condom ads after songs and bought premium. A good everyday carry pocket knife. I use mine several times a day. I've always wondered, what do you/others do that requires a pocket knife to be carried around and used several times a day? My basic Swiss Army pocket knife sits in a drawer and is brought out to open delivery packages once or twice every couple weeks. Don't get me wrong, I love some of the knives posted in /r/everyday carry and on drop.com, but couldn't justify buying one. I may be biased because I'm in the military, but I use mine a lot. I use it to open frozen burritos or even frozen breakfast burritos. Sometimes I get frozen burrito bowls that you have to cut a slit in the wrapper before microwaving. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. A passport. Although, it depends where in the world you are. Where I'm it is less than the equivalent of $100. Not for Americans ATM. A pair of wireless earbuds. I can't stand the in-house music in stores and these earbuds keep me sane while shopping. Wouldn't any headphones accomplish that though? Mowing the lawn or doing any yard work is 100x better with wireless buds. Not having to yank the buds out and put them back in every time I leave my desk at work. Being able to charge my iPhone while listening to music, running and working out is less of a hassle. It seems like such a small detail, but I could never go back to wired headphones. Rice cooker. My mom laughed at me when I bought a rice cooker. Now she's a believer. New pair of socks. If you've been wearing the same pairs forever like I typically usually do, there's nothing like putting on a new pair of freshly bought socks. You can totally feel the difference. I never realized till was an adult sadly, but I appreciate the feeling of new socks all the time. A curved shower rod. Seriously. $10 for a tension rod, or $28 for a curved one that takes a bit more effort to install, but your showers are suddenly 33% larger and feels like you're in a hotel every day. A Brita filter water pitcher and reusable bottles. I cut out most drinks aside from water back in October and we were going through 2+ cases a week. It was expensive, heavy, took up way too much space, and was such a waste of plastic. I ended up buying a Brita pitcher from Walmart for about $18. We fill it up 2 or 3 times a day and everyone has their own water bottle now. When quarantine started and no one could find bottled water, but we were good. There were so many positives to buying the Brita pitcher that I wish I had bought it years ago. How's the tap water in the US? Here in Finland we just drink straight from the tap. I've drank straight tap water in America every day of my life even when filtered water is available. A nasal irrigation kit, either the electronic pump or simply the squeeze bottles. I started using them both leading up to surgery on my sinuses, and I haven't stopped using them since. It takes some getting used to, but the relief and clean feeling is amazing. Make sure you only use distilled water for nasal irrigation. There are horror stories out there of the consequences of running tap water up your nose. Brain-eating amoeba type horror stories. Or boil the water. Pretty sure that was part of the instruction with my teapot. And salt as well. If you have trouble getting up or functioning in the morning and like a nice cup of coffee or tea, an electric kettle with a timer can be a real game changer. Or just getting an electric kettle if you don't have one. Cut gloves for when you are chopping food. Upper back posture corrector. Breeze QME car escape tool. The book How to Take Smart Notes by Sun Cairns. Organize your knowledge, incredibly useful for programmers, scientists, etc. The book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Insight into the meaning of life. Blood oxygen monitor. The book Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. Understand where your emotions come from and learn to not let them control you. External USB drive. Back up your stuff. Know the 3-2-1 rule. 3 copies of your data, 2 different storage types, disk and online. For instance, 1 copy offsite. Pour over coffee maker and Berg coffee grinder. Make good fresh coffee anytime you want. Daylight lamp for winter to combat SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Traxia eats for shoes. Better than slipping on ice and breaking your wrist. Yeah, my life is boring. So what?